Right, hey everyone, welcome back to Soda Junkies 2. So, we're on to Dimension 2, 29 minutes on the clock, so making pretty decent pace. Now, how can we do this optimally? Well, thankfully, we have some quests left over from Dimension 1, so look at that, we get to start with 1.7k. Also, unfortunately, have to sit through the Primal Land cinematic, if I remember correctly. Now, we're going to do the same thing for Dimension 3, so any quests that we do complete in this dimension, we're not going to turn them in. That way we have a nice chunk of starting gold without having to grind up and get inheritance. Since it's like, I think it's 25k to start off, or it might be 50k. But we can crack into the dungeon, and again, nice and simple since we have the gold. Right, we have a K, so everyone's done, perfect. Right, we can go soda, and we can go jump straight to the mystic. Since we have the bed, we can hire a full comp. And we are limited by the MP cost, right? So we can't go as far as I'd like. But we can still go substantially far with a full team of Mystics, even with the starting equipment, which thankfully is a bit better than, you know, what you'd normally have, since we got the quest rewards as well, right? A full set of armor and two decent weapons. So, off we go. Nice and simple. We don't have to do the Primal Lands yet. Key settings, we'll leave it. In fact, we're probably going to do it manual, just for a little bit, so I can conserve mana, right? Because once we need the damage, then I can turn it on. Or rather, we can still do rooms optimally, so hopefully I do remember the HP values, and we'll bring it back when, you know, there's something to learn. Okay, so we cleared floor 60 with a few unfortunate mishaps along the way. Some dumb choices led to us... Oh, you're too tempting to pass up. Yep, okay. Some dumb choices led us to actually lose the Mystics, otherwise I could probably have gone a lot further, right? There's some optimal ways to cast. Basically, 20 to 40, you one-hit every enemy, then cast, then 40 to 60, double cast, then 30, no, what am I saying? 60 to 80, you hit and then double cast. God, that was confusing to say. Let's try again. So 20 to 40, you hit once, cast, right, to clear an enemy. Going from 40 to 60, you double cast to clear an enemy, and then going from 60 to 80, which we'll do, you know, at this point, you then, what was I saying? Hit once, cast. Yeah, a lot to remember. Either way, we got some essence, and we can now upgrade the attack relic. We do sort of want to do some crafting, right? Perfect. The magic staff is wonderful since it boosts our actual casting damage, only slightly. Now, you have to get a huge amount of attack before attack actually starts to carry over. So we do want the iron rings, but not for the attack for the HP, but mainly because it's one extra cast. So we will try to make 6, which we should be able to do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Perfect. And do that. So now everyone can have 1. Oh, never mind, because I want the lucky clover for the extra gold. Almost everyone can have 1 and have the extra 5 mana. Other than that, we really don't care, right? Armor and weapons don't matter, because again, we need a huge amount of attack to actually boost our damage. And then armor, well, I should be able to do this without actually getting hit. So yeah, one hit each. God, still messing it up. And then double cast, and that is how you clear these floors. Another boss, and again, more than enough damage to hits, but we are starting to run low on mana, which is a slight problem, but we do transition again, so now it is triple cast, and then depending on the enemy hits. So for instance, this guy we can just finish off normally. Oh, this room as well. Wow, now that's 2 enemies, we will triple cast. We do that, since we can't clear with the back attack damage that we have available, but here we have a snail, so that requires 1 hit, and then 3 casts to actually clear the room. Defend and clear. And rinse and repeat, basically. So anytime there's one of those pseudo elites, you hit them, and I almost screwed up because we can't cast with one of them. So I need to remember that and cast early, right? So, well, actually, mini boss, we do that normally. On this room, cast first, right? And now we get to hit, and cast, and then again, spread out the mana usage. If the room has full elites like this, though, we basically just fully cast to clear, since we'd have to one-hit each of them anyway, and we're too low on MP. Same with, again, this room. Just triple cast to clear it. So we have to defend, and cast. And we should be able to do... Ooh. That was interesting. I guess the wooden staff is actually damaged down, comparatively. Either way, we can get at least 90 done, which is good enough for me. We got a little bit of essence. We got Power Glove, which is going to be enough attack to start boosting our damage, and we got a Magic Ring, which is also fantastic, right? That and the wooden staff should be enough to also boost our damage. So we'll quit out since we've lost someone anyway. I do want to try and maximize XP gain since we want to level up the mystics as quick as possible so that they can actually start regenning mana, and then that will allow us to go for a lot further and potentially use, you know, like skull blades or some other items we get, the Ozian armor with its effect. So you want the power glove, you want the magic staff, which means you want the ring, and then you want the lucky clover. Yeah, so that should be fine. Item-wise, you are selling another glove. That's wonderful, and a golden shield. So we'll definitely grab those. Gold shield can go on anyone, and then the power glove can go on the next, right? Since we always want damage as high as possible. And we should probably upgrade the gold shield. It does make quite a bit of difference, right? If we look at the level up screen, every level is an extra 3% gold, which does stack kind of well. So it's 3, how many is it after that? 10? Is that correct? I might have jumped the gun. 3, 10, no, I was right, and then 20. Yeah, so we'll definitely do that since we have the gold-ish. We don't really have the gold, no, that's fine. Right, we'll get the gold. Again, we just pump the attack relic as much as possible, and away we go. So we should have tons of damage now to clear a little bit better, right? So if we cast, we're now doing 23, and that does make a substantial difference over the 21 that you normally hit, right? Yeah, it doesn't seem like much, but it does make the world of difference. It means we can go about 20 floors higher than normal just through that little bit extra damage when we fully cast on everyone, or at least we get up to the stage where we have to fully cast on everyone. And again, full elites, right? Well, whatever you dub them, high HP, so definitely clear them. I'm not going to save the keys for warps because it's just unreliable. I'd rather, yeah, get more golden shields, elite, tap, and then cast. Although we are doing probably too much damage now to do that. Yeah, he clears anyway. So it's not really worth it unless we get to someone with a weak melee attack, like the wind staff. Right now we can stack their animations. Perfect. So same thing, cast, and hits, which is also a bit unfortunate since you have the most MP. Right, this guy's the mystic I want to really be casting with. Now, hopefully the janitor doesn't clear anyone. I think if he hits, yeah, 31 or 37, we're fine, which he did. And again, HP is kind of low, so we can just clear, and we can just progress. Now it's basically just spam cast, right? The damage values are too inconsistent to actually know when you can hit, unless you take, you know, a stone of sight, but I'm not going to. So yeah, just fully cast, right? It's 5 to clear now. Eventually it'll be 6 to clear, and then again, that's where the extra damage really comes into it, allows you to get just that little bit further. But either way, we'll probably run out of MP, or we'll lose people to an unlucky ambush, and we'll have to cut it short anyway. But yeah, 100 floors to go? 100, well, 95, so shouldn't be too long now. Unfortunately, we don't have enough damage to one-cycle bosses, which is problematic, because as you can see, they can end up clearing our board, which is a bit of a worry because now we don't actually have the damage to progress. So I'm actually going to quit out and get a full party, right? Upgrade that HP as much as we can through armor and equipment. MP up, that's nice too. But we should get, obviously, the golden shield and some decent weapons. At least the gold to upgrade the golden shields. So, yeah. Again, basically, all you really have to do is unlock the mystics, and the mystics just carry you so far in terms of the game. So we do that. Again, I'll just tweak the equipment, so you can have the wooden staff, and then you can have the power glove, and then you can have a power glove, and then a lucky clover. Perfect. We'll see what the blacksmith has for sale. Nothing of use, but we will buy 33, right, if we have the gold, which we should. Perfect, so that we can go upgrade that one, and upgrade that one. Yeah. So that is some tasty extra gold, which should be helpful, especially when we don't have enough. Luckily, we can sell some stuff like wooden swords and bottles. Perfect. Off we go. And that is why you do not take fairies. I was hoping for healing since we lost someone. That kind of ruins it, because now we're going to start taking damage, and we lost another one. That's a bit unfortunate. I was hoping to clear here. Right, so 140 is when you stop facing skeletons, and the reason that's important is because we want to build the arena, and you need bones for the arena. So the idea is that hopefully by 140, right, we can check and we have exactly enough bones. Now it's a wipe. So hopefully, fingers crossed, we did get enough bones over the course of the run, right? I think you need, I want to say 2 extra. It's 3 in total to build the arena. No, it's just 2 in total. So all you needed was 1. Perfect, because we had 1 from the first dimension. That's basically why we take the bag of resourcefulness. Now we do need the iron, so it was 2. But we definitely want the arena, right? So that we can set up a nice and simple script. And that way I don't have to worry about manually doing it anymore. We do that, we Soda script, and we will just do our new, and I don't know what I usually call them. Probably just all, right? So it's just enemy, team alive, right, equals greater than 1. Strongest AoE, right? All you have to do for the mystics, and then that will mean I no longer have to manually cast on the 2 rooms. As we progress, right, and things get a bit more complicated, we'll make it a bit more diverse as we go on. But for now, that's all we really need, right? Once they run out of mana, they'll just auto-cast. You can set to defend, but we're going to watch it anyway. Now, quest-wise, it is collect 20 essence. That doesn't really matter. We probably won't hit it by the end of the dimension anyway. We can just upgrade the relic again and hide our mystics, and then we'll check the shop like usual. Re-equip just slightly. Should probably upgrade the tavern a little bit more, because as you can see, only getting 3 patrons on average is kind of rough. But we can give you the one staff, you the power gloves, and the clover like usual. And what do you have for sale? You have just armor and crystals, so we don't really care. Only 1k, so I'm not going to bother upgrading the golden shield. But yeah, make sure the script is set, because I always forget to. Perfect. And we'll just let it go now, right? And it should just auto do it. Again, at this point, it's basically just cast. Again, the weapons will just make damage inconsistent, so I'm not going to bother trying to hit and optimize, you know, in that scenario when we KO an enemy. And then the choices, the path choices, you just skip unless you have a key, and then chase to take warps, which is something I didn't actually set up, so we should do that on the next one. But nonetheless, we should be fine. We are looking for like a skull blade drop that will really help out the speed of the bosses. It's a bit of a shame that we haven't gone one by now, since we do have a lucky clover. Just that little bit of item boost really does help find those rares. Otherwise, basically like that, whenever we lose a party member, it's just time to leave. Well, actually, I feel like we can push it to 140 maybe. We'll see if 5 casts are enough to clear rooms. If it's not, then we quit out. So fingers crossed. 5 should be. Yeah, perfect. Okay, so we knew 140, but then we need to restock. And it's probably just going to be in 10 floor segments, because usually if we don't have a skull blade to one cycle the boss is definitely going to, unfortunately, KO just one of the mystics, since we are so squishy, right? We're focusing attack over HP. Huh. Okay, we got the boss done without actually losing another person. Well, we'll check the fruits, right? See if we can, again, clear in 5 casts, although no, we're out of mana anyway. So we will leave, hopefully get a level. There was an essence guy. Hopefully hit the, 9 for the regen, that's perfect. So now the mystics can go that little bit further, since they will be regaining mana every time. We're also going to upgrade the attack relic again. We might as well check the shop first, since we're here. Another clover, perfect. You do want to always buy clovers. The golden item find is just so huge in the early game. Right, then we grab some mystics. Mystic. One more, please. Come on, there we go. Alright, re-equip. So you get the one staff. You get the power glove. We are losing a little bit of damage. Well, not really damage by way of damage, but damage in terms of cast. Because again, 5 MP is 1 extra. But since we have the regen, it should take care of it. Otherwise, yeah, now it's just, again, back to progression. We're 60 floors away from being done. Funny enough, unlike his pre-100 counterpart, this guy is a lot more tanky. He's actually scaled properly, as you can see. He did some damage. Luckily enough, he didn't actually carry anyone. So as long as we don't get a pesky ambush that hits one of these two, we should be fine to continue progressing. And if we can survive the piggy, which the piggy's a little bit better, since if you do enough damage, he cycles into just healing. So hopefully we can actually go all the way to 170. Unfortunately, there you go, the mini boss got us. Was it 5 casts to clear? I wasn't paying attention. Please be 5 casts to clear. So we can do the piggy? Okay, good. Yeah, so like that, once you do enough damage, he will just only heal. Right, so he's a nice freebie. But we will quit out, since I'm more than confident that the next few segments will require all 6 to cast. We do want the other one. And we also have enough money to actually buy locksmithing, which is something I probably should have done a little bit earlier, thinking about it. So we'll hire our mystics first, do our shopping and whatnot, and then see if we have the 2k spare, which we definitely should. Again, I want to actually level the gold shields, because there's a few upgrades we'd like to pick up before we go to the next dimension, but I'm not going to grind gold or anything for it. So there's nothing we want. Shield-wise, we have a 20. So that is going to cost us a little bit, but not too much, which means we can also go locksmithing. Right, so now we start with a key, meaning that I can turn on warps or the healing fairy if we run out of mana / a low. Level up the golden shield. Picks up the equipment, and another thing I'm not doing is I'm not putting the iron fist on anyone. Thinking about it, because that would actually help. Lucky clover. Anything else? No, we should be good. right? We don't have enough essence. Yeah, so that should be everything we need. We will just do the key settings. So save enough for a healing fairy. I'm going to turn off, right? Just as soon as there's a warp, we'll take the warp. And then as for a healing fairy, we will mainly focus MP. So if MP is almost done or is done, no, oh God, it's hard because this is party, right? So it basically adds it all up and then does 20% of it. So, God, we'll do 50%. Life, we don't really care about. So life, we will put down to 5, right? So if MP is less than 50%, it will grab a healing fairy. Otherwise, it will always just prioritize the warp, which is definitely what you want for speed. Okay, perfect. He didn't hit anyone injured. There's always the worry of the mini bosses too. Again, no Skullblade is so unlucky. No rare at all is very unlucky since we have 2 lucky clovers. But, oh well, what can you do? We're still making good time. Okay, we managed the boss and we didn't wipe anyone, luckily. Alright, does the mini boss ruin it? Yes, he does. So now we can't actually clear. The healing fairy just came in a little too late. If it was a warp, maybe I should have taken a mystery path just for the chance of it being a warp. We do have to quit out, unfortunately. Hopefully we scored some goodies. We hit a magic ring, that's not so bad. But now we have to rehire, which is annoying, right? And we did 6 floors more than we should have, so that's also annoying. But double magic rings is definitely good for the casts. We're definitely fleshing out the comp. For lucky clovers, we no longer need the iron rings, which I guess is a little bit bad. And we can equip the fist. Perfect. On that, check the shop like usual. There we go. That's exactly what we want. Skullblade. So that pairs nicely with the ring. And we should also then set up the script. So Skullblading, we only want against bosses, not even the mini boss. The attack damage from the Skullblade should probably be more than enough, right? So we just want enemy rank greater than. Well, we have regen and we'll have enough regen. You know what? We'll leave it. We'll do that, and then we'll do specific skill. And Skull Bash. Where is it? There. Now, another thing we do want to set up, though, is a way for it to tell if we have inflicted burn. So burn is a very, very helpful status effect. So if it has a negative, if the enemy has negative, it will only default attack. Right, that's exactly what we want. Well, technically we want it to then cast, but that gets a little bit tricky. So if we, you know what? There we go. Team alive, negative, perfect, Skull Bash. Yeah, so Skull Bash inflicts burn. Burn ramps up as it ticks away. So the first tick, I think, is 4%, then 8, then 12. Right, so that is huge damage if you get to that 3rd stage. So once burn is inflicted, we definitely don't want to use Skull Bash again and reapply the burn, which, again, is going to be super useful for bosses. The nice thing, too, is we're back to 5 casts to clear, right? So we can definitely go all the way to 200, since the next 20 floors at most will be 1 extra cast, right? Because that's how the damage scales at this point in the game. Only problem is we will probably run out of mana on the Skull Bash one. So it would have been nicer if they were in the 5th spot, right? We could probably go all the way to the actual boss and try it. But we should at least be able to go to 190 from the looks of it. Well, unfortunately not. All it takes is one unlucky ambush to wreck the run, especially here on the palace section. I forget what this is actually called, since there are the Red Knights. The Red Knights are ridiculous because they double hit, right? So they are the worst enemy to me in the game, but it's fine. We got a mana refresh, which is good enough. We'll equip the power gloves, and then the lucky clovers. Although we have a Skullblade now, so we don't actually need to be running the lucky clovers. I'm also going to put the Skull Bash here, just that way it is the back attack damage, right? So that's probably a little bit better. Other than that, we will... Do we worry about the staff? Yeah, we still equip the staff. Right. Don't have enough essence. Never always check the shop in case there is something like another golden shield. Was it leveled up at all? It was slightly. So we need 10 and 20, which we should be able to do, right? 30? Yeah, perfect. So we can upgrade another golden shield, get another little bit of gold, right? So it's 29%, 9% from the upgrades. So yeah, golden shields are definitely powerful as well. We should be able to clear 190, and I'm probably going to reset anyway, just so we're nice and fresh for the actual boss. Cool, never mind. Look at that. Healing Fairy. So if we can survive the 190 boss, which we might be able to do enough damage. Skull Bash is definitely insane, but it might not be enough to one cycle. Because I definitely would go for the boss, right, if we are full HP. So there's a chance, because we definitely now have enough mana to get all the way to said boss. But this is the question. The 129 is not enough, unfortunately. Oh well. We're still going to clear it. Yeah. Anything good? Nope. Essence? Nope. So now we quit. We rehire, and we finish the dimension. We also got a level, so that's nice too. The gold could be a little bit better. I'm just going to run out of it right now. One thing that I am tempted to farm for is enough gold to grab the next bag of resourcefulness, just because I know we have gotten some actual good goodies. But other than that, Skull Bash goes to this side. Since it's only 10 floors, I'm going to give it a power glove, just for that little extra oomph. You can have a magic ring, you can have a power glove. We're also going to can the lucky clovers, right, just for the slight stat boost, and the wooden staff as well, since the melee damage is going to be better on the actual final boss, well, dimension boss. But you should be fine to still clear, and conserve enough MP to actually do the Dark Lord nice and easy. Still an RNG fest because, well, the Chameleon is just a straight up RNG fest, so fingers crossed we can do it in the first try or so. Cool. Trusty warp right to it. Okay, so if we get the burn straight away, definitely get it done. If we don't get the burn straight away, well, then it's just up to chance. So hits, 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 and no burn. So we still did a ton of damage. Ah, perfect. So that is the best RNG you could possibly get, where he doesn't go to invasion twice in a row. So yeah, look at that. That was the quickest I've ever done this dimension, by far, right? Just because of the boss. So he has a move where he gets evasion, right? So attacks have a whatever chance to hit, 50%. It's horrible. It slows down the fight so much, and obviously he just whittles away at everyone else. But yeah, he didn't do it at all, so that's fantastic. So we can go straight to the next dimension. Is there... What am I... I'm on the wrong page. How much is it? It's 10k. It's tempting, especially since we also need the Essence quest. But I feel like we're gonna just power on, right? I'd rather go for speed overall. So we will just dump the gold. Should probably be buying the kitchen upgrade, especially since we're about to get the HP relic. Never mind, we don't have mushrooms. So we'll just upgrade this as much as possible. 1k, 1k. Is there anything else? I don't think there is for 1.5. We'll probably just end up buying... We don't really take much with us, right? If I want to take iron ore, I have to buy 10 basically. That's the way it works, since we carry over 10%. Same with the blue smithing crystals. So as long as we have one of most resources, we'll be fine, because then we can craft stuff to start. The only issue is we only got one quest done. There is this one that I can do quickly. Yeah, classic taste. So we'll do that, and off to Dimension 3. Now, the relic choice is definitely a no-brainer. You always want attack and HP as your first two, followed by gold. Everything else is really not that important, right? Even MP, you can easily get around. The mystics themselves have infinite mana once you get them high enough level. So yeah, HP, gold, they're the necessary picks. So that's what we do. And off to Dimension 3. Also, we get the XP relic, which is kind of nice. We'll level it up at some point. But other than that, we'll leave it there, and we got to Dimension 3 in slightly over an hour. So, super happy with that. On to the next one. See ya.